Okay, here's this little scanner. It plugs in under the steering wheel like all of them do. It is Wi-Fi. So you have to set up the Wi-Fi, which is really simple. You know, you just go to settings while this thing is plugged in and the motor on. And I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing in and let's see what it does. Because now this is going to work with the app on the iPhone. Okay, once you've plugged it in, you go to your settings and you're looking for this Wi-Fi OBDII and click it, and then go back to the app and it'll start working. I'll show you that. Okay, there's the app, and okay, you're off and running. Now, there's a bunch of stuff on this thing. A lot of guys want to know the diagnostic codes, and so I've set that up and you can read it. Okay, there's no code found. I don't know what DTC, deep DTC scan is. I'm not even sure I could find it here. Now I can clear them, there's nothing to clear, but what I thought was cool about this thing is there's two things on here that tell me stuff that I haven't seen in others. I'm sure they probably have it, but I haven't seen them. Okay, the dashboard. Okay, now that's given fuel rate and fuel use, how many gallons were used since you started it, RPM, stuff like that. This is kind of interesting, and I'm going to do an on-the-road test with this to show more how it works. But the cool thing I thought, because I used to be a drag racer, there's acceleration times. 0 to 20, 0 to 40, 0 to 60, 0 to 80, 0 to 100. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to run an acceleration time on it and see how that works. It's just kind of interesting. In addition to codes and stuff on these things, you can have things like this that will tell you information about how the car is performing. And like I said, the fuel economy is kind of a big deal for a lot of us. So you can do other things. Okay, we've got passed and not passed. That stuff all changes as the motor warms up, and it's just telling you whether there's a problem. The two things I thought were interesting in this were the acceleration test and the dashboard, and those two things I'm going to go ahead and run through because it's just kind of fun. The rest of the stuff, you just compare the codes to what you have. By the way, if you think you're just going to get rid of the codes and run the car through emissions and it's going to pass, that doesn't work. You know, there's no way it's going to let you do that. You can get rid of some of the codes. If there's a code on it, you can get rid of the codes, but they come right back on. So anyway, let's go have fun and play race car for a while. Now you can see the result of my little drag race here. 0 to 20 in 1.9, 0 to 40 in 4.3, and 0 to 60 in 7.7. Okay, that's a result of my little acceleration test there. That 0 to 60 is actually about a second longer than the factory says that car will do. Of course, I'm at 2,000 feet, so maybe that makes a little bit of difference, who knows. Anyway, I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to do it on the fuel economy, kind of for the same thing. Okay, this one here is the fuel usage. You notice upper left, instantaneous fuel rate, and average fuel off to the right. We're not moving at all here, so it's got the little infinity thing. and miles per hour 0 for the on the right hand side, and the average miles per hour, engine RPM we're idling, and how many miles I've gone since that was reset, and how much fuel was used. So I used 0.22 gallons to go 3.83 miles. Okay, here we're going to try our little acceleration thing again, and this time we're going to see if we can figure out how much fuel I used for this little jaunt. Okay, on this one, you can see in the upper left, that was the instantaneous fuel rate, 0.31 gallons per mile, which that would be pretty ugly. And there's not too much else I can make much sense out of in this thing. As I was fooling with this thing and looking at the dashboard, there's a fuel thing right there, and it'll give you statistics on fuel consumption and price and so on like that. The only thing is I can't get the thing to work without you probably have to upgrade to the Pro, which is $5. So I can't use this as far as I can tell. Never have been. I've been fiddling with it a little bit, and I never could get it to do anything. I got it to zero out, and that's about it. But it does not appear to work unless you have the Pro. And of course, if you take, okay, something like that, and it says you want Car Scanner Pro, and drive cycles, the Pro. So you're not going to get that unless you buy the extra thingy on it. Anyway, that's it on that.